I would like to welcome all of you to listen to Valarie Waswa, our first speaker. She comes from Kenya. She's going to be presenting from Kenya. Hello, Valarie. So, Valarie Waswa is a Kenyan lawyer and advocate for youth and women. And she's a dynamic change maker and global speaker. For over 3 years, she has actively supported various organizations and initiatives dedicated to uplifting women and youth from disadvantaged backgrounds. And the heart of her efforts is She Goes Digital, an initiative she leads. This project empowers adolescent girls and young women in Kakamega County by imparting digital skills. By enhancing their abilities, Valarie aims to encourage these women to pursue better paying job and entrepreneurial opportunities in the digital marketplace, ultimately combating the prevalent poverty and unemployment rates they face. She has worked with organizations such as Africa Network of Youth Policy Experts as head of directorate, where she has spearheaded programs that have advanced youth development in Africa through policy research and policy recommendation. Valarie, who is also a Generation Connect Youth Envoy at the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, adds her voice as a young person to ITU's various projects and activities that seek to advance digital development. Having shared her insights at national, regional, and international forums, Valarie has become a recognized voice in critical discussions. She addresses topics around youth and women empowerment, entrepreneurship, personal development, wellness and well-being, and technology for good. With a clear mission, Valarie is committed to amplifying her voice, skills, and passion to drive socioeconomic development in low-income countries and communities, and ultimately the planet at large. So thank you very much, Valarie. Please be welcome. The floor is yours.
AI can unlock countless opportunities. We have these conversations and people are always saying about how artificial intelligence is going to make many jobs extinct. But I'm here to say, ladies and gentlemen, today that AI has the potential of providing jobs of the future, jobs that are better paying, jobs that have better standards, and jobs that are not going to be extinct by the technology revolution of the fourth industrial revolution. Just to mention, what are some of these jobs that can be provided? Data analytics, data scientists, data science, human trainers, just to mention a few. If I had the whole day, I would talk about so many jobs that AI can provide. As a lawyer, you can decide to become an AI ethical officer. From product management to finance to healthcare, AI is here to provide jobs of the future. And people who are into business are also not left behind. Entrepreneurs can create innovative products and services by integrating AI capabilities such as personalized recommendations. A good example is the famous generative AI product called OpenAI, or commonly known as ChatGPT. You don't want to imagine how much money the innovators and creators of this product are making. And they're not the only ones who can leverage the power of AI to come up with products that can help improve services for human beings and for society like you and me. Being that this forum is being held by KTH School of Architecture, let us also look at the potential that AI has when it comes to incorporating artificial intelligence and AI for an inclusive future. AI can help architects design sustainable structures that minimize environmental impact. AI-driven simulations and modeling techniques can enable architects to optimize building designs for accessibility. We're talking about coming up with buildings that can be used by persons with disabilities. Next slide, please. Now now that we have seen what AI can do, let us now look at the current reality. How far are we How far are we when it comes to the development of AI, the regulation of AI, and leveraging the power that AI has to promote an inclusive future? I'll be talking about Europe because majority of the audience are from Europe, and not just that, but we have seen time and time again that Europe as a region and an economic bloc, European Union, has set the pace and has been a global trendsetter when it comes to AI development, from the global data protection regulation to the current AI Act. Just last week on Wednesday, the Europe Parliament now approved the Artificial Intelligence Act. Artificial Intelligence Act, and you'd ask, what does Artificial Intelligence Act seek to do? This is the first binding law that we have in the whole world. Europe has been the first country to come up with the AI Act, and what this seeks to do is it seeks to ensure that humans are at the center of the development of AI. Some of the key provisions that this act has is placing a ban on the harmful and unacceptable AI practices, and it has categorized AI technologies into high risk, medium risk, and low hazard. Even as we are talking about the potential of AI has, we need to also talk about having the right regulations and laws in place to make sure that artificial intelligence is leveraged in a way that is responsible and ethical, and that human beings are at the center of this transformative technology. So this AI Act seeks to ban harmful AI practices, which, if you ask me, is really, really major. Another thing that AI seeks to do is to offer the AI Act is to offer a unified and comprehensive regulatory framework specifically tailored to the European context, which I would say is very amazing. We have more than 10 member countries in the European Union. And so this act is going to be legally binding to all of these countries. This is really, really forward moving because AI in its nature is very cross-border in nature, yeah? Because we interact with AI online. And so and having an act that can regulate artificial intelligence across the region is really something that the rest of the world can look at. There is also the EU Innovation Package. On the 24th of January 2024, the European Commission launched the Innovation Package, an initiative that seeks to help small businesses and startups in Europe to create AI technology that is reliable and follows EU principles and regulations. I always say, if you have laws, if you have principles, if you have strategies that do not support business owners, then you have gotten it all wrong. So this is really the right step. The steps are good steps in the right direction because they're making sure that they're promoting entrepreneurs and specifically businesses that are left behind, small businesses, to ensure that they can incorporate artificial intelligence to leverage their sales. So what are some of the measures included in this innovation package, you may ask? One of the measures and one of the good things that are in this innovation package is the large AI grant challenge, which is a prize-giving AI startup, it's a prize-giving award meant to give AI startups to promote, to enable them get financial support and also to have access to supercomputing. Supercomputing is the technology behind artificial intelligence. The EU Innovation Package also has something we call the AI factories. And what the AI factory seeks to do is it's bringing together what I like to call raw materials for AI, computing power, data, algorithms, talents, you name it all, everything, the raw materials, the ingredients that are needed to enable them to develop the most advanced AI models and industrial applications. There's also a fund that has been set aside of around 4 billion euros that is meant to be in operation until 2037, and it is dedicated specifically to generative AI. Generative AI includes aspects such as ChatGPT and Google's Gemini. Also, Europe has the AI skills strategy for Europe, and this is a strategy that aims to address skills shortages and mismatches in the AI landscape. There is nothing as important as upskilling and reskilling. And, AI is always developing and advancing and evolving each and every day. Even today, I'm sure there's a new advancement. And so I think this is a very forward-moving step in ensuring that as AI is developing, human beings also have the skills that are necessary to ensure that they are able to manage and ensure that AI benefits the people. There is also, allow me to go back.
Valarie, sorry,
Yes.
you have 5 more minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. When you look at Africa, the current reality in Africa is that unfortunately we are still left behind when it comes to the development of artificial intelligence. A few countries have AI-related regulations like policies and strategies, and they are not legally binding in nature. There's also the aspect of law, infrastructure, and data ecosystem levels. Africa is still facing high levels of poor internet connectivity, expensive nature of mobile internet data and broadband, limited mobile phone ownership, and insufficient data management protocols, and all this limits the uptake of AI. There's also a huge skill gap, that there are high levels of digital illiteracy among most African countries, and this limits the adoption of AI. There's also a huge gender digital gap, that not only is there a skills gap, but women are specifically more left out from this intervention. I would also like to talk about the unique intervention that She Goes Digital does. And She Goes Digital is a social enterprise that I run, and it is an initiative that is meant to empower women in the digital space in the rural communities with digital skills that are needed for the future. And some of the skills that we teach them is on how they can leverage AI for their careers and for their businesses. Our unique intervention is in training, resource sharing, access to devices, and policy advocacy, ensuring that women are mainstreamed in tech-related policies. Let us now look at the recommendations. What can we do better to leverage the power of AI? One of the ways is that it is important for us to promote global collaboration. We need to work together because AI is very cross-border in nature. We need to invest more in AI education and training, ensuring that our people have the right skills needed to leverage and benefit from AI. We also need to have a unified AI regulatory framework for Africa rather than individual national policies. And finally, we need to improve and invest in digital architecture when it comes to fiber optic cables, electric connectivity, and broadband connectivity to make sure that it can actually accommodate what AI seeks to do. I would like to end by saying this. Unfortunately, time is not on my side. I have a question to ask my audience. What will you do in ensuring that AI is best leveraged to promote an inclusive society? There is a quote that is said by John F. Kennedy, former US president, that ask not what the government can do for you, but what can you do for your government? I hope that from here we are more inspired to leverage the potential of AI in our small or big ways, whether it is through academia, whether it is through civil society, whether it is through research, whether it's through investment, whether it is through businesses. Let us all ask ourselves, what are we supposed to do at an individual level to ensure that AI actually benefits our societies? Thank you.
It has been really thrilling to listen to you so enthusiastically speaking about the needs of AI in the context of Africa. I'm so glad you came and shared your thoughts with us. I would like to open the possibility for questions. If anyone would like to make a comment or a question to Valarie? Otherwise, I have some questions for you. The first one would be that, in your context in Kenya, what would be the first steps you would like to take for implementing a better education in the related to AI? I hear you are asking very passionately for more education. So what would be the first steps you would need if you had a politician maybe hearing you? What would you ask this person to start doing for you?
Thank you, Ingrid. My response to that is that it is very important that we mainstream AI-related education into the already existing curriculum, right from the kindergarten level to the primary level, secondary level, all the way to high school. That is one of the most effective ways in ensuring that our young people, our young children can be able to learn computer literacy skills and then advancing into knowing AI as a technology. Also, it is very important that we get to support civil society organizations that are seeking to complement what the government is already doing in providing accessible education opportunities on digital literacy skills in the communities that they serve. Building the capacities of these civil society organizations can ensure that they can have a wider impact in reducing the digital skills gap in our communities.
I am so glad to hear that, Valarie. I agree so much with you that education is so important, and we are thrilled to hear that here at the KTH University, where we are striving to, it's one of the main aims of the university. And because with education, so many things could be better in the world if people learn how to manage things better, and when you understand something, you don't get scared of it, and you can better control it. So that would be wonderful, and I really hope that AI can be useful for everyone, including Africa. And that the people in Africa can also be part of the design and development of AI tools. I have heard that many of the AI systems they have now a problem in finding data from Africa. Because, for example, here in Europe, we have many sensors taking information from the environment and from people all over the world. I mean, across Europe, but there is a big lack of data in Africa. So, do you have any more thoughts on that? What do you say, Valarie?
Thank you. And Ingrid, allow me to wear my lawyer hat on. Having data is very important. And I say that data is the fuel behind artificial intelligence. But what is even more important is ensuring that we collect data in an ethical manner and ensuring that there is consent when this data is being collected. I would say the first steps in Africa and Kenya especially is that we need to have better legal frameworks in place to ensure that the collection of this data is done with the consent of people, especially personal data, that it does not infringe on people's right to privacy. Then when we have the right data in place, we need to invest in infrastructure that can ensure that these data sets are collected, because it's only by having the right data that we can train the AI models better and better. Thank you.
Exactly, I agree so much with you. You highlighted such an interesting perspective. So if there's no more questions in the audience, then thank you very much, Valarie. It has been wonderful listening to you from Kenya. Valarie is connecting from Kenya today. And I have personally enjoyed very much your passionate presentation, and also very important points you have highlighted across your presentation, the importance of regulatory frameworks, education, and please add if there's anything else. Maybe I'm nervous now and I'm forgetting. But there was a very big clap for you also here in the audience. And thank you very much, Valarie. I hope we can continue this conversation in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Bye. Thank you.